Hello and welcome to whoever happened to stumble upon this video or come back to my channel. Hi, my name is Dana and welcome to my December plan with me. So before we get started, I'm going to do a quick flip through of November. I did a tea theme. I think it came out nice. I would have, maybe switched up the colors a little bit. The two teals look really similar. But other than that, I really enjoyed the little teacup and kettle and tea bag doodles and stuff. I think it was a fun theme. So I recommend to anybody who is looking for a warm and cozy theme this month to check out that video. So for the month of December, I decided to go with a Hanukkah theme. For those of you who do not know, Hanukkah starts on December 10th and ends December 17th this year, so right throughout the middle of December. Usually when I'm trying to come up with my themes for a certain month, I'll go and look on Pinterest and kind of look up, like December plan with me, December bullet journal, different things like that. If I have a theme in mind, like when I did peaches for June, I'll look up peaches and kind of get different spread ideas and inspiration from other people. But this month, when I looked up Hanukkah bullet journal, I didn't see a single thing come up. I looked it up on Pinterest, I looked it up on YouTube, and I didn't see anybody having done a Hanukkah theme. I'm pretty sure there's like less than 1% of the population is Jewish, so I'm not surprised, growing up as a Jewish kid. It's pretty often that, during the holiday season, you don't really see too many things targeted towards Jewish people and about Hanukkah, so I decided I definitely wanted to do my theme Hanukkah this month. So I hope you guys appreciate it, even if you are not Jewish. Maybe you decided to watch the video because you thought it'd be fun to watch. I hope you like it, and if you are celebrating Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, any holiday this year, I hope you have a great holiday season and you stay safe. So for my cover page this month, I decided just to do a full menorah with all of the candles in, and I wrote out December in the middle candle, which is called the shamus. It is the candle that you use to light the other candles every night. And for this theme, I pretty much used 4 colors. I used a navy, like mid-tone blue, and 2 different shades of yellow. For my quote page this month, I didn't really have a quote I wanted to write, so I just wrote out Happy Hanukkah because, December, Hanukkah, that is the theme of this month's spread. And there are lots of different correct spellings for Hanukkah, but I have a favorite. I think a lot of Jewish people do. So I used mine, which is Hanukkah. I don't spell Hanukkah with a CH, but you can, in case anyone was wondering. Surrounding the quote, I used some doodles, which you'll see me use throughout the whole setup. I drew some dreidels, gelt, which are like the little chocolate coins you use when you play dreidel, stars of David, and presents. So this is the last monthly setup of 2020, but I wanted to let you guys know I have a bunch more bullet journal videos coming up. I'm going to do a flip through for my second half of the year, my 2021 setup, and my January plan with me in December. So let me know if you guys have any other bullet journal videos you want to see from me starting into the new year. Lastly, I added some detail with a fine liner, and then that was it for the first 2 pages of my setup. My next page that I have is my calendar page. Like usual, I have my calendars starting the weeks on Mondays. I made the boxes a little bit bigger this month. I think they are 7 across and 8 boxes high because I knew I wanted to draw a little bit within the boxes, so I wanted them to be a little bit bigger so I don't have as much room for doodling on this month. The calligraphy marker you see me using throughout this whole setup is a Tombow dual brush pen in the retro color pack. It's their navy color. Once I had my title in, all of the columns labeled, and all of my numbers put in, I started adding in some doodles on the side, similar to the ones I did on the quote page. On this page, I added 2 new doodles from my quote page. I added kind of like a braided candle, which you will see me use more as the setup goes on. And then it's actually the only place I drew this, but I drew a challah. Challah is the bread that we eat on Hanukkah. It is super, super good, and it's basically the way you draw it is kind of like how you draw a braid in somebody's hair. On the top corner, I drew a little drop shadow on what is going to be my YouTube tracker, which I definitely could have put on the bottom. I didn't realize I was going to have such a big gap, so I decided to fill that in by writing 2/2021 and an arrow because, as you know, December is the last month of the year. I believe for this whole setup I used an 03 size micron. I used it to outline everything. I added in some little details like the Hebrew letters on the dreidels, and as you'll see in a minute, I drew little menorahs on every day of Hanukkah, and I add in the candles to show what day of Hanukkah it is. However, like always, I always mess up my counting when I do my bullet journal, so I added 1 extra menorah, so I just didn't draw any candles on it and put a little heart over it because I didn't really know what to do and I didn't want to cross it out. But I accidentally overcounted. And the last thing for my calendar spread was just to add the words in for my YouTube tracker. So like every month for a while, I've been tracking my subscribers, view count, and watch time from the first of the month to the last day of the month. And here is the calendar page finished. For my next 2 spreads, I have my mood tracker, and the next one's a new spread for me, one I've never done before. It is a little gift spread, which you will see in a minute. Like usual, I used 5 different colors to do 5 different moods. For the mood tracker, I decided to draw the braided candles. They were surprisingly hard to draw. The more I drew them, it was like I couldn't get my hand to do the same motion over and over again. But to make them look a little more like candles for the flame, I wrote out the number of the day, and I think once they're colored in, they will look a little bit better. For my gifts spread, I drew a bunch of different sized present boxes, and you'll see I'll outline them in different colors for all of the different people that I have to buy gifts for. This is kind of just for brainstorming. I'll write down what I think they would like, and then once I buy them, I can kind of cross them off my list. However, when I filmed this, I of course did not write any of the gifts I was planning on buying because a lot of the people who are on here watch these videos, so no spoilers, guys. Once I had all my boxes drawn, I drew a little bow on top and then labeled them with the name of the person. And here are my mood tracker and gift spreads done. Next up are my spending spread and my due date spread. My spending spread will probably be seeing a little bit more action this month with all of the holiday gift spending. So my due dates spread this month is a little bit bare. I think other than finals, I have 2 assignments this month, which is super great. We're almost done. So what I decided to do with the empty space below is to leave room for myself to make a final study schedule. Once I'm done with this week and next week, it's going to be time for finals. So I'm going to leave myself some space so I can write out what I want to work on each day and what I plan to get done. Back to my spending spread, I drew in some little doodles next to my header just to make it a little more exciting and split it in half, cash and card, like I do every month. I try and keep my schoolwork and classes pretty organized by color, so I went in for my due dates and wrote them with the corresponding color for each class. And here are those two spreads finished. Lastly, we have my first weekly spread for the month of December. I decided to do a pretty classic setup for this week where I split each page into 4 sections horizontally, and for each of them I'll do a day of the week, my to-do list, what I have next week. I like this spread setup because it leaves a lot of room for doodles, so I left a big chunk of space at the top to write in what week it was and to draw in the same doodles that I've been using for the rest of my setup.
Is that Mark?
Since I had a bit of an open space left at the bottom, I decided to write a little quote, so I decided to do a little play on that it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, so I wrote it's beginning to look a lot like Hanukkah. So with this setup coming to a close, I hope you guys like my theme for this month. If you want to recreate it, feel free to do so. Tag me on Instagram. My Instagram is at a place to paint or at Dana Fink, whichever one you want to use. Here is my little flip through. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see me do for January. That is so crazy to say. And what my theme should be for kind of like my intro pages for my 2021 setup. Again, also pretty crazy that we're already there. It'll have been my first year where I bullet journaled through the entire year without stopping, so that's super exciting. Let me know what other bullet journal videos you want to see from me coming forward. I have a bunch. I will link my bullet journal playlist. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.